Hey, Ashley, get a load of this. Today, something great happened to me at work.
What happened to you? You seem to be a little tense even though you're off work right now.
I told you it was something great that happened to me today. Can you guess what it is?
Is it that project you were talking about before has finally started to settle down? You were always complaining about how busy you are. Aren't you worked up because you're done?
You're half right. I actually did finish that project recently. It feels good to finally be done. But that's not the only thing that has happened to me today.
Well, what is it? Quit playing around and just tell me.
If you're that interested, then I'll just straight up tell you.
Then do it! What are you waiting for? The suspense is killing me.
The thing is, I just got a promotion. My boss told me that at the end of work today. He said that it's because I've been doing a great job for some time. Isn't that great?
No way! Are you serious?
I sure am. He also said I'll get a pay rise starting with my next paycheck. So, let's go eat lunch or something together on my next payday to celebrate.
I'm so happy to hear that! If anyone deserves it, it's you, honey. You always work so hard and put in so much time for that place. I'm glad to hear your efforts are being recognized.
Thanks a lot, Ashley. It's thanks to all of your support up till this point. I wouldn't be here today without you. I'm really thankful for everything you've done for me.
No, it's the fruits of all of your hard work up until now. On top of both of us having jobs, you're also helping around the house. I have such a great husband. I'm so proud of you.
You don't need to praise me so much. Don't you know how easy it is for me to get cocky? Don't you think if you praise me that much, I'll probably screw up at work tomorrow? I need to be at the top of my game if I want to make a good impression in my new position, especially to my new subordinates.
Oh, stop that, will you? You should just take it in the moment for a change.
I'm just messing with you. But with this, us talking about having a child is becoming more and more of a reality.
You know, I've always dreamed of having a little baby with you. It's been so tough for us. It's always just seemed like a fantasy. We've never had the money to be able to support one.
We have been able to earn enough money from us both working up until now. Don't you think that maybe we should talk about settling down soon? Because from here on out, my salary will go up. We don't need to talk about it right now, but I think we should carefully consider it in the near future. What do you think about that?
That's true. I agree with what you're saying. But you're going to be even busier now, so let's wait and see first. Don't forget that I'm working too. It won't be as easy as deciding, let's have a baby, than having one. We don't have any time to raise a child at the moment.
Yeah, I think that's fine. I also need to get used to my new job as soon as possible. It looks like I'll have some people working under me, so I'll need to be more responsible. I'll have a ton of new responsibilities that I will need to train for.
It's great that you're thinking about these things going forward. For the time being, let's celebrate your promotion. You deserved it. As happy as I am for you, I'm equally as excited to go celebrate at a nice restaurant.
Is that really all right with you? Didn't you already make dinner?
Surely we can eat that as well, right? If not, we can just split it and bring it with us to work tomorrow. But I'm starving right now, so I think I'll be able to eat a lot.
Someone's hungry. You might not be able to make it to work at all tomorrow if you eat too much.
Yeah, I know, but it's not every day you get to celebrate.
Fair enough. Well, get ready so we can go straight out as soon as I get back. See you soon! Ashley, how come you didn't come back from work before me? I just walked through the door to a kitchen table with nothing on it. I'm starving over here.
Didn't I tell you beforehand that I'll be working overtime tonight? Just make your own food. I left some chicken in the fridge for you to eat. Put some in the microwave and heat it up. It shouldn't take you more than a minute.
Are you serious about what you're saying? Why the hell do I have to make my own food? I'm way too busy to be worrying about things like that.
I understand that you've been very busy with your job when you got promoted, but please do at least that much on your own. You're not helping at all, even when things are going fine for you, right? Shouldn't it go without saying that we should be working together at times like these?
That was all in the past. This is now. Did you forget how much I make now after getting promoted? You and I aren't on the same level anymore. Pretty ballsy to complain to the guy who supports you.
Please stop talking like that. Why have you been talking like that to me lately? You were never someone who would say those kinds of things.
I'm not acting weird at all. I'm just making my position as clear as day here. Married couples need to sort things like that out.
See? That right there. That's not something you would have ever said to me before you got this promotion. Seriously, just what the hell happened to you? Did something bad happen when you were at work? I might not be able to help, but I can at the very least listen to you if you just tell me what is going on.
No, it is not like that. Wouldn't it be unfair for me to help out with the house even though I'm the one who's making more money? Up until now, there wasn't that much of a difference between both of our wages, but now that isn't the case. Which, like I said, is why you need to recognize where you stand in this marriage, which is below me. I need you to be at home to do all of the housework.
No one is higher or lower than the other when it comes to a marriage. It shouldn't matter which one of us is making most of the money. It's definitely been a lot of help to us that your wage has increased, but life isn't just about making money, right? I think that there are a variety of other things that are also important.
You can say things like that after you start making more money than me. As long as I'm the one that makes more money, it doesn't matter what you complain about. Which means someone who doesn't make much money doesn't have any room to argue. You should just shut up and listen to what I have to say.
There it is again. Stop hanging that over my head. Just because you make more money doesn't give you the right to think like that. Didn't we get this far by helping each other out? We got this far together. It would have never worked if one person kept puffing out their chest and treating the other like you're treating me.
That's why I said I was mistaken up until now. Wake up and realize our situation right now. Isn't the husband who makes more money always the most important in a relationship? I see that happening at my workplace, and all my friends think that way too. I was mistaken before, so it's only natural for me to correct myself. If you can get that, then you should refrain from acting against me from now on.
Fine. It's pretty obvious you aren't going to change the way you think. Isn't that right? You've made up your mind about how I'm below you.
Of course I have. I won't change my mind. Which naturally means this is how it's going to be from now on. So you better get used to doing all the work and whatever else I have to say.
I see. So your mind is set in stone then?
You can't be that stupid. I literally just said that. Anyway, I'll let you off the hook for today, so just make sure you don't let it happen again.
I'll keep in mind to do just that. Don't forget what you said either.
Hey, how many times has it been now? Didn't I tell you that if you're going to be working overtime, then make some food in the morning before you leave? So why is there nothing here right now?
I've got something to tell you before we talk about that. Is that all right? It's really important to me. And I think you will find this in particular to be very interesting.
I literally couldn't care any less about what you think is important to tell me. If you have time to talk about something like that, then get over here right away and make some food. Even if you are working overtime, it's not like it's that hard of a job, right? Since you make less money than me.
Yeah, about that. Didn't you say that the one who's making more money is more important? Do you still think that?
Yeah, it's obvious that the one making more money is more important. Which means you should just do what I say without question.
I'm so glad to hear that. So I wasn't mistaken about that then.
What have you been going on about all this time? You need to stop saying things that don't make sense. You're starting to freak me out.
Well then, go to the store and get some groceries for me. I'll also leave all the housework to you. See you later.
Excuse me? How many times do I have to repeat myself? You are the one who takes orders from me, not the other way around. Money equals power, and you have none of either. Are you so stupid that you can't even understand that much?
Isn't that why I'm ordering you? Why don't you think about it for a few seconds and try to understand? Or are you just an idiot?
I literally can't believe you think you can talk to me like this. Maybe if you'd put the same enthusiasm into your job, you wouldn't be making so little. Don't push me. I'm nice enough to support you now, but I can easily make that go away.
Okay, then you don't have to support me anymore, since I'm making much more money than you are. But if you choose to be a good little boy and listen to what I tell you, then maybe I'll support you.
Yeah, right. Don't think you can lie about having a higher salary than me. Only a real stupid idiot would lie about something that can be so easily proven.
If you think I'm lying that badly, why don't you go take a look at the last deposit into my account? Go ahead. You know the password to the bank app.
Huh. Are you sure you want me to do that? I'm going to laugh so hard if there's like $2 in it. I'm going to go look at it right now and expose you.
So, did you see it? You were able to log in, right? So, what do you think about my earnings?
Are you screwing around with me? How can you possibly be making this much?
Do you finally understand it now? I am making so much more than you. So don't you dare try to oppose me. And in addition to that, stop making a fuss about everything around the house, including not having any food to eat.
None of that matters right now. I want to hear the reason why you're making this much. What did you do to get this much money?
There isn't much to it, really. I just happened to get a promotion just like you did. Not to mention my bonuses are going to be insane from now on.
A promotion? How come I never heard about this?
It's been in talks for a while and my boss finally offered it to me. I have the stuff with the house, and not to mention, wasn't there also the possibility that we could have a child? Those are the reasons on why I refused to take it initially. It would be a lot of extra responsibility and working hours.
So then why did you suddenly want to accept it? Don't I make enough money for the both of us to live comfortably?
Well, like you eloquently put it, money equals power, right? So if I made more money than you, then you would have to listen to me, right? I was pretty sick of you barking orders at me. Now it's my turn to be queen.
Hold on. You can't be trying to force all of the housework on me, right? Even as it is now, I still have a job, right? I don't have time to do any of this stuff.
I was always doing it before, so it's not like you can't do it either, right? Are you going to oppose me? Even though I'm the one making more money than you? After all, weren't you the one who originally said all of that?
Well, it's not very reasonable if you think about it realistically. Since I get tired due to being so overworked at my job. I don't have the mental energy to get all of these chores done by myself.
Don't you think that I get tired as well, though? But even then, you made me do all that work anyway, right? I never got any breaks or encouragement from you. So wouldn't you say that you are the one who doesn't have any right to complain? I'm the one giving orders, so you should just shut your mouth and listen. Hey, Mark! Why did you leave the house without doing any of the chores? Also, how come you didn't get any of the food ready before you left? Care to explain yourself?
Oh, give me a goddamn break already. Didn't I tell you that I couldn't since I had to do some extra stuff after work with my colleagues? I had to stay overtime for a last-second meeting. I can't do any chores like this.
Why not? Do you think it's a good idea to oppose me? I'm the one who's bringing in more money. Like you said, that makes me the boss.
I told you before that this is unreasonable. Just think about me for a second.
But weren't you not listening to me when you were the one making more money? You were so drunk with imaginary power from the rules you arbitrarily made for us. And yet, when you're on the receiving end, you're so quick to start whining. You really are pathetic, you know that?
But it wasn't like this, right? I think I may have had a change of heart. I take back what I said. Money isn't everything, right? I admit I was wrong. Let's go back to the way things used to be. Didn't you say that's what you wanted?
Sorry, buddy. No can do. It hasn't even been that long since I've been on the throne. You've barely had anything to do, and you've only just started. I had to endure your power trip for over a year. It's been just a week for you so far.
That's why I said I was sorry. Let us put our relationship back on equal footing again. Let's split up the chores like we used to do back in the old days. Wouldn't that be better for the two of us?
Why do I have to listen to you? Am I not more important than you since I make more money? I don't think you're qualified to complain to me.
Just listen to me for a second. This past week, I began to understand what you went through as I did all of the housework even while having to go to work. How you have worked so hard up until now for me and to keep the house clean. So let's stop doing this already. I realize now that I was in the wrong. I'm so sorry for everything that I've put you through. I'm begging you, please go back to the old Ashley that I loved who was kind-hearted.
So what if I was kind-hearted before? The one who pushed me to do this was none other than you, right? This is what you chose, so get over it already.
We talked about wanting a child, right? But what would happen if you acted the way you do now all of the time? Wouldn't you be hated by our future child? That's not what you want to have happen, right?
Don't bring the child into this conversation, especially after all you've done. You look down on other people when you have the upper hand, but when you are at a disadvantage, you do nothing but complain right away. I don't need to have a child with a person like that. You will be listening to whatever the hell I say from this point onward.
I can't do this anymore. Please just divorce me already. I can't be with you anymore. Wouldn't that be the best for you as well?
What are you talking about? Why on earth would I want to divorce you? This is the best time of my life.
Wait, what? But don't you hate me? Isn't that the reason why you were doing this to me?
Isn't that obvious? I've lost all my love for you after you did this to me. You've been nothing but cruel and abusive towards me for a long time. Ever since you got that promotion, you've let the success get to your head. I hate you so much for everything you put me through.
So then shouldn't we just divorce instead? Then you wouldn't have to deal with me ever again. Why won't you divorce me?
Did I not just tell you the reason just a few minutes ago? I've had to endure a whole year of what you put me through. You made me do everything around the house all by myself without any breaks. I have to do all the chores every day, like cleaning up after you and having to organize all your files after you lay it all over your desk. I had to cook for you on top of that, including having to constantly run to the store to get the ingredients for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So it wouldn't be very fair if I didn't put you through a whole year as well.
That's sadistic. You know that, right? I'm begging you. Please just divorce me. I can't take it anymore. I'm sorry already.
By the way, I had a quick chat with your mom recently. She's so unhappy with how you have been treating our marriage like a joke. Sounds like she's totally on my side here. It's no use.
You were talking about this with my mom. Our marriage is none of her business. How will I be able to face her now?
It's all right now. You don't have to worry about the money anymore or having to work so hard at your own job. Because I'm just going to put you through all the pain that you put me through in 1 year. So, make sure to listen to what I have to say for this whole year. After that, I continued to work my husband to the bone until the day we divorced. At first, I said it would be a year until we filed for the divorce, but my husband couldn't handle it. He deeply apologized to me at the time and seems to have accepted what had happened. I formally accepted his apology at the time the divorce was finalized. He finally woke up to the abuse he'd been putting me through and realized how horrible his way of thinking was. I guess he started to understand my feelings regarding how awful he was to me when we switched places. I don't know what happened to Mark after we divorced, but perhaps he became a better person afterwards. I, on the other hand, had stopped caring about what my outrageous husband had done to me. I have found meaning in my life after I had been promoted to my current position. So here on after, I have continued to put even more effort than ever into my job. It was worth the hard work as my reputation at work helped me to become the very best. So this time I was also chosen to lead the new project. It happened around the time my revenge towards Mark had finished, so now I feel relieved. From this point on, I can lead a free life without having anything to do with Mark. And I hope that someday, I can find a better man to be with me for the rest of my life.
I heard what happened this morning. You got yelled at by my mom again, didn't you? She was telling me how useless you are around the house. I guess I don't blame her, though.
I've heard that complaint a million times at this point. I don't get her at all, though. She told me what she wanted to eat for dinner in the morning, so I went out of my way to make it all ready for the evening. But then she snapped at me because she didn't feel like eating that anymore at dinner time. What was I supposed to do? She should have told me beforehand if she wanted me to make something else instead of just yelling at me.
I don't know why you're ranting about that to me. You complain too much, you know that? If Mom said she suddenly wanted something else, then you need to accommodate her as quickly as you can. You should have double-checked before making anything from the beginning. Would have made things much easier for the both of you.
I did! I made sure to ask what she wanted to eat right before I went to the supermarket to buy the ingredients. And she was fully sure about what she wanted to eat during then. But then the moment I finished making it for her, she snapped at me and said I was always useless around the house.
You really do get yelled at all the time, don't you? Can't you do anything right? She barely yelled at me growing up. So I don't know what you're doing exactly, but it's a miracle you keep getting on her bad side. You never know when to behave though, do you? I remember last time I had to stay late at work and I got home late. You were out and about instead of having dinner prepared for me. You were probably wasting time outside with your friends, weren't you?
Sam, I already talked to you about that earlier. I got home at the usual time, but I couldn't get my key to work. So I pressed the doorbell over and over since your mom was home, but she just ignored me the entire time. So I had to wait outside until you got back from work. I can't believe your mom went out of her way to change the locks just so I'd have to wait outside for hours.
And I told you that that was to do with upping the security for our home. She went ahead and changed it because we'd had the same lock on the door for years. And because you weren't able to catch on to that, my mom had to go without dinner that night. I felt so sorry for her. I can't believe you wouldn't be able to figure out something as simple as that.
Sam, listen to me. She didn't let me into the house intentionally. Why should I have to go the extra mile just to deal with the inconveniences she made for me? I called her over and over thinking maybe she missed the doorbell, but she didn't pick up either. She was doing all of that out of spite to waste my time.
I told you that Mom was sleeping during all of that, remember? She had a tough day going to the locksmith all by herself. Cut her some slack. She was waiting for you the entire time, but you came home way too late, so she ended up falling asleep. God, I can't believe you not only made her wait, but ended up making her go through that on an empty stomach. I'm getting angry again just thinking about it.
Yeah, me too. You really love your mom so much, don't you? More than you love me, probably.
Are you getting jealous? Is that what we're doing now? Besides, I'm sure you just ended up giving up after pressing the doorbell just a few times, right? No wonder she didn't hear you. Why didn't you keep going, huh? You just wanted to get out of the responsibility of having to look after my mom. That's what it was, wasn't it? Then clearly you're the one in the wrong here.
You don't understand. I was trying to get her attention over and over. What? Do you think I wanted to sit out in the heat like that? I wanted to be let in the entire time. And she didn't even answer my calls or texts, so I ended up heading to the cafe down the street, because at least then I'd be able to wait with air conditioning. I literally told you all of this. What more do I need to tell you?
You really are creative with your excuses, I'll give you that. But I'm disappointed that you can't even do the bare basics as my wife. You can't even maintain communication with my mom. Not in person, and not on the phone either. You really need to learn what your responsibilities are in this household. Why did I even marry you anyway? There's plenty of women in my workplace that could do simple daily tasks like these without a sweat. But instead, I have to deal with you.
I'd love to see what you'd feel like if you were put into this position. I don't understand how you never back me up, even though I'm your wife. You enjoy bullying me along with your mom. Is that it? Because I want to get along with the both of you, but it seems like that feeling is one-sided. She seems to hate just having me around for whatever reason.
Playing the victim card now, are we? God, you're pathetic. Stop trying to shift the blame to someone else for your own mistakes. Do you not see how much of a failure you sound like? I know that my mom wants to at least get along with you because you're my wife, but that won't ever happen until you change your attitude toward looking after her.
Sam, I am trying my best. If she wanted the best for the both of us, she would stop bullying me like this, don't you think? I feel like I'm going crazy having to repeat everything to you. Oh, whatever. What time will you be home tonight? If possible, I'd like you to join our conversation too.
Conversation? Whatever it is, you better give it up. I completely forgot to mention, but I messaged you in the first place to let you know that I don't need dinner tonight. So I don't know what you were planning, but it'll have to wait.
Wait, again? What's up with you coming home late every single day for the past week? There's no way you keep getting held back at work that many days in a row, right?
Look, if my work says I have to stay back, then that's exactly what I'll do. Unlike you, I'm not lazy. I'm a busy guy with a lot of responsibilities, and I like to meet everyone's expectations. Don't tell me now you're going to start complaining about my work hours or something.
Well, no, but... Look, I already made dinner for you because I thought you were going to be back home. So could you eat it in the morning? I don't really want my effort to go to waste.
No way. Are you trying to make me eat leftovers? Are you out of your mind? You can't even cook fresh food for your husband. If you don't want to waste it, then why don't you eat it? I want to have a freshly cooked breakfast. Surely you can provide that.
Sam, I'm already eating leftovers. I keep having to put away your dinner every night because you don't come home. But I can't finish all of these leftovers by myself. I'd appreciate it if you ate every once in a while. And because your mom keeps asking me to change the dish last minute, I have to keep making extra. These meals are going to go off if no one eats them. So I'm sorry, but you need to stop being picky and eat tonight's meal in the morning.
Who do you think runs this house, huh? Who pays the bills? Me. So if I want a fresh meal in the morning, then that's what you'll be making for me. You're the one that still hasn't been able to figure out my mom's taste buds. Don't put the blame on her. No wonder she thinks you're a terrible housewife.
Whatever. Do what you want. Don't complain to me if I need to end up having to throw out any food. I better not get lectured about wasting food later on, you hear me?
You made the extra food. You deal with all the leftovers. Anyways, I got a dip. You better get along with Mom tonight.
Yeah. Millie! Open the door, for God's sake! Why are you locking me out of the house again? You knew I stepped out of the house to hang the washing up. I know you intentionally locked the door from the inside.
You haven't weeded the garden, even though I've mentioned it over and over. That's why I won't let you in until you finally finish it. I don't need any lazy woman in this household. Now, go and pull the weeds.
I was planning on doing them later this evening when the sun goes down a bit. I finally got some time off, so I was going to get around to doing the majority of the housework. Please don't worry. I never forgot about it. So please, unlock the door. I have housework to take care of in the house, too.
That's the biggest lie I've heard all week. You just want to come inside to relax all day long. I guarantee you didn't even think about the weeds one bit this morning. You really think I don't have my eye on you? Ever since Sam brought you home, I've been very careful with watching you. I told you to do the weeding last week. And yet you still haven't gotten around to it.
I'm telling you, I finally got a day off from work, so I was planning on doing it today. But it's still very hot at the moment, so the plan was to do them in the evening. Besides, I have plans this afternoon, so I need you to let me in so I can finish off the other housework before getting ready for that.
What did I say? So, you were planning to go out and waste time instead of looking after me. What a horrible woman you are. You don't even care about looking after your husband's house or his mother. Don't think I'll let any of this slide. I will be telling Sam about this immediately. I'm at the edge of the line with you.
Why shouldn't I go out on my days off? I wasn't planning to neglect the housework either. I planned to do all of it before I went out. Look at Sam. He goes out and drinks with his friends all the time. He doesn't even come home until the next day most nights. Why should I have different rules?
I'm sorry, but let me ask you this. Who do you think is the one that earns money in this household? That would be Sam. He is allowed to use his time however he wants. You, on the other hand, are his wife. Your only responsibility is to clean the house while he's out and about.
I understand that, and I keep telling you that I'm planning on doing the housework, so please stop wasting my time and let me in already. The more you go on about this, the less I'll be able to get done. Not to mention, it's like an oven out here. If you don't want me collapsing, you better open the door soon. You don't want to have to call an ambulance if I get heat stroke, do you? I'm actually starting to get dizzy. Millie, please, open the door.
God, you're such a drama queen. I know you're pathetic, but even you wouldn't collapse just from that. This must be karma from procrastinating doing the weeds all this time. So hurry up and get to doing them. I know you won't end up doing it today if I let you in.
Millie, I've been watching over the weeds and I've been pulling them out gradually for a few weeks now. I just couldn't get around to it these past few days because of how busy I was. I'm literally looking at them right now and they don't even look that critical at all.
Well, that's great to hear. You'll be able to finish in no time then. Why don't you stop complaining and get to work then?
Even so, it'll take half an hour at least. I'm already starting to feel dizzy. I don't know how much longer I can last in this heat. Look, if you want me to do it now, I'll consider it. But please at least get me some water. It's really hot out here. I know I'll pass out if I start weeding in this sort of weather. Please, just unlock the door.
Shut up and get to work. I've said everything I needed to say. Now stop wasting both of our times and get rid of those damn weeds.
All right, I'll get to it. You have to listen to me. I'm honestly about to faint. You need to let me into the house. I need water right now. Even messaging you right now is giving me the biggest headache.
You've only been out there for a measly 10 minutes. If you weren't so lazy all of the time, you wouldn't be struggling to do something this simple. Now keep going. I'll be enjoying the air conditioner in here for your sake, too. Oh, there's some iced coffee in the fridge, too, if I remember correctly. A cold shower might be a good idea, too.
Please, I'm begging you. I can't even stand straight right now. I need you to unlock the door. I'm seriously feeling sick. I know you're doing this all on purpose. Please, I promise to continue later tonight. You have my word. Sam, where are you right now? Look, I'm sorry for the sudden message, but I need your help. Please, come back home. Your mom trapped me outside and I feel like I'm about to pass out from heat stroke. I'm genuinely on my last breath right now. I can barely stand properly.
Huh? What have you gotten up to this time? I'm sure you're just being dramatic. But you probably were in the wrong again if Mom kicked you out of the house.
Look, this isn't a laughing matter at all. She told me to pull the weeds in this heat and isn't going to unlock the door until I finish. But I told her I'd do it when the sun goes down. I'm really feeling sick. Sam, you have to help me.
Oh, right. Yeah, I already heard that from Mom. You can't stand because of the heat. What sort of excuse is that? I bet you're just jealous that Mom gets to enjoy the air conditioner. But it's your fault for leaving the weeding for too long. And it seems like you're energetic enough to message me, so I'm sure you can keep going. God, I feel stupid for feeling worried about you even for a fraction of a second. You're gonna need to do better than that to fool me or Mom.
You're kidding me. Your mom already told you that your wife was complaining about getting heat stroke, and then you didn't send me a single message? Were you not worried about me in the slightest?
I told you I was worried for a fraction of a second. But I see now that I wasted my time. You're just lying and exaggerating, as usual.
Why would I lie? You know that I end up doing everything I'm told in this household. I'm serious when I say I'm about to pass out. I need you to come home.
Look, I trust Mom more than I'd ever trust you. So all I'll say is to keep your head up and push through with willpower. It's not even gonna take you that long. You could have used this time that you spent complaining to me on pulling those weeds. If you did that, I'm sure you would have been done by now. Look, I'm busy right now. These beers aren't going to drink themselves.
I can't believe you. I'm messaging your mom over and over, but I'm not getting any response. She's not even reading any of them either.
She might be sleeping again. Try not to disturb her too much, yeah? You're a fault for leaving those weeds to grow for all this time. Just hurry up and get to it.
Fine. I was an idiot for believing in you.
Hey! I guess I should be the nice husband and update you. Sorry about being out and about all of last night. Anyways, I'll be out drinking with the boys like usual tonight. So you don't need to worry about my dinner tonight.
Look, I didn't want to believe it either, but your mom has passed away.
Huh? What the hell are you saying? You think it's funny to say stuff like that? What's the matter with you?
You weren't looking at your phone all this time, were you? I'm glad I finally got to you, though. I'm sorry to tell you, but your mom is no longer alive.
What are you on about? Stop messing around. Even if it's a joke, you've gone way too far. If anything, you were the one that seemed like you were going to pass out at any moment.
It happened right after I passed out in the garden from heat stroke while I was weeding. She coincidentally had a severe heart attack at the same time. That's why I assumed you stopped getting messages from her after that.
Wait. There's no way. You're lying. I know you are.
I'm telling you the truth. If I was in the house at the time and was able to realize that she passed out, I could have called for an ambulance immediately. She most definitely would have been alive at this point if that had happened. But because I was passed out in the garden during all of this, no one was able to help her.
This is all a dumb lie you've made up to get revenge on me. I know it. Right? Ugh, this can't be happening. You're saying that because Mom made you handle those weeds and locked you out, she couldn't get any help and died because of it?
Yeah. I'm sorry. Even I didn't wish for anything like this. But I can't stop thinking that things would have been much different had she let me into the house back then. Or if you had come back home after I contacted you yesterday. Then one of us would have found her and could have given her the help she needed.
This is just too much. Why did this have to happen? How am I going to live without Mom? I don't know if I can keep on going by myself. It should have been you. Why did you survive instead? You passed out too, didn't you?
I was planning on meeting someone straight after that. So after contacting you, I called them and asked for their help instead. My friend ended up calling the police and an ambulance came for me. And that's when we discovered that your mom had passed away. The fire department had to break the front door down to get to her. But it was too late.
Why did this have to happen?
The good news is that the new locks were super effective. The firefighters said they hadn't had so much trouble getting into a house in some time. Though I guess I'm being petty. There's more serious things to deal with right now.
Why were you the one that got out of all of this unharmed?
Look, They tried their hardest to save your mom. The doctors took her in an ambulance, but they were just a few minutes too late. Any longer and I would have been a goner too. I'm glad they somehow made it in time.
This is all your fault. You didn't do the weeding when she first asked last week. That's why she had to resort to using these extreme methods. If you had just listened from the start, none of this would have started.
How can you even say something like that? You know that I'm just as busy as you are, and yet you were out and about wasting time with your friends. If you were that concerned about the weeds, you could have done it yourself. You left your wife to deal with everyone at home while you were enjoying the company of another woman.
Wait, what are you on about?
See? I learned something interesting from my friend. What a coincidence that everything is crumbling around you all at once. I have hard evidence that you were cheating on me with some other woman. So I'll be filing for divorce, by the way. I hope you're ready to lose everything.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Stop trying to ruin my life even more than you already have.
You know exactly what I'm talking about. Don't play dumb. I guess maybe you forgot, but I told you my friend is a detective.
Are you saying you got them to look into me or something?
Exactly. I thought it was weird for a while now. I mean, can you blame me? You kept saying you had to go out with friends or that you had to work overtime for weeks now. So I asked my friend, and they were able to figure out what was going on in no time.
No way. I didn't think you'd ever find out. Wait, let's just talk things over. Too much has happened at once. We need to settle down. Let's not talk about divorce just yet.
There's nothing more for me to talk about. Let's just end everything without talking things through. I know you prefer to spend time with others rather than your wife, after all. Once I'm out of the hospital, I'll go send in my divorce papers.
Come on. Don't be rash.
Go to hell, Sam. Who knows? Maybe you'll see your mom there. Afterwards, my ex-husband Sam figured out he depended on me for absolutely everything and couldn't even look after himself. With his mother gone, he struggled to even live a normal daily life. I went ahead and sent in the divorce papers right after I left the hospital, looking forward to the freedom of being single again and not having anyone tell me what to do. Even though Sam lost his mother through all of this, I honestly can't feel a single bit sorry for him after all that they both put me through.
Excuse me, Bethany.
Yes, Pauline. What can I do for you?
You can tell me why you haven't invited me. I see you're going on a vacation with my Ricky.
A vacation? We don't have any vacation plans. Did Rick tell you that?
No, Ricky didn't exactly tell me, but I overheard him when I was over there today. He was talking about a vacation on the phone.
What?
You weren't home. I know you're sneaking around talking on the phone, so I won't hear you too. Ugh.
Not at all. I wasn't home because I was working. We don't have any vacation plans to begin with.
That's a lie.
What?
I know you've never liked me, Beth, and now you're planning a vacation for just the two of you and excluding me.
I believe you mean you've never liked me?
Regardless, I am going on this trip. Change the arrangements to accommodate one more person. Let me know the details when you're done.
No, really, Pauline, we don't have any travel plans.
Don't sass me right now, Bethany. I will not be bullied by my daughter-in-law. Just get it done.
We really don't. Sorry to bother you during your work trip. Let me know when you read this.
Huh? What is it?
Your mother messaged me today.
My mother?
I guess she was at our house this morning?
What? What do you care if she came over?
No, it's not about that.
Look, Beth, can't you just get along with my mother? It's been hell hearing all this irrelevant nonsense from both you and my mother.
I'm sorry about that, honey, but this involves you, so I thought you should know.
Don't talk to me like I'm a child.
No, I didn't mean to at all.
I just finished a big meeting with a potential client. I'm exhausted. I'm spent from the drive here, too. And you want to bother me with your problems now? I have to wake up early tomorrow, too, you know.
I'm not trying to tell you about a problem I have with your mother. I just want to let you know what she's saying. I'll text it to you. So can you read it when you have time?
Don't text me your nonsense.
What?
It's too much, Beth. I can't take it anymore.
I'm just trying to talk to you.
There's nothing to talk about. You're the reason you and my mom aren't getting along. You're not trying hard enough. You just need to understand what she expects from you as a daughter-in-law, and do it.
That's really not what I wanted to talk to you about.
Enough is enough. Let me rest. I'm done. Don't contact me unless it's an emergency during business trips.
Okay.
Beth, I have another business trip starting next Friday.
Another one?
Yeah, another one. It's work. There's nothing I can do.
You know, you've been going on a lot more business trips in the last 6 months. You didn't used to, and I haven't heard anything about a change in your job.
I'm in charge of a new project. It requires a lot more business trips. Do I have to tell you every single little detail about my job?
Okay, I'm sorry. So how long is your trip this time?
10 days.
10 days?
What's with all the drama?
I'm just surprised is all. Your trips are usually only 2 to 3 days. You really don't need to overreact to my comments so much. Thanks for letting me know about your business trip. What time are you getting back tonight?
I have to work late. I don't know when I'll be back.
I guess I shouldn't have asked.
Yeah, then don't ask.
That means you won't be needing dinner tonight?
Yeah, I'll just get something delivered to the office.
Okay. Well, I guess you have more important things to be doing, so I'll let you go.
Bethany. It's the day of and you still haven't given me the itinerary. You're just absolutely useless, aren't you? I never imagined my son would be marrying such a witch. Not in a million years.
What? Pauline, is this about that vacation you were talking about the other day?
Of course.
Oh, I see what happened.
What?
Rick is on a business trip.
Huh?
I guess the city being a tourist destination caused the confusion? Maybe that's it.
What are you saying? You'd actually go as far as lie to me because you don't want to take me on your vacation?
No, ma'am.
Either way, I got my accommodation arranged already.
What?
You wouldn't do it for me, so I had to do it myself.
Oh, but...
You want to know how I figured out where you were going? Well, about 6 months ago, Ricky gave me his old laptop. When I was looking at vacation deals, I noticed Ricky had left his account logged in. I didn't think much of it at the time, but I remembered the site, and I checked it when his vacation mess came up. I found your reservation for 2 at the fancy hotel you booked.
A fancy hotel?
Very fancy. If it were a business trip like you said, the company wouldn't pay for a luxury hotel that costs hundreds of dollars a night. He only bought 1 plane ticket for some reason. But there was indeed a reservation for a room. 2 people. So it's definitely a vacation.
That's a good point, actually.
So you finally admit it. In that case, I'm ordering you to stay in a different room as punishment. I will be staying with Ricky in the suite with the balcony jacuzzi. You can stay in the cheaper room. I've barely had any alone time with my son recently. You better not bother us during our mother-son bonding time.
Okay, Pauline, I won't.
Beth, I just got to my hotel. I'm going to check in now, but remember, I'm going to be really busy this whole trip. Don't send me unnecessary texts.
Oh, I understand. Oh, and by the way, your mother checked in too.
What? Beth, what's going on? Did you do this?
What do you mean?
My mom is at the hotel I'm staying at.
Uh-huh.
She was just standing there, waiting for me when I got to the lobby. What the hell is going on? Did you do something?
I didn't do anything. I just found out that she was headed there a few hours ago myself.
What?
But the good news is, I got a lot done in those few hours.
Okay. What?
Well, you see, Pauline was chewing me out as usual, but listening to her story made me realize you were cheating on me.
Huh? What are you talking about? I'm not cheating.
About 6 months ago, you gave your mother your old laptop, right? Did you clear your personal info off the computer? Guess you didn't, because your mother could log into the travel website you use. She said that's how she found the itinerary info for your trip.
What?
She kept complaining on how we were going on an extravagant getaway for two. A fancy room with a balcony jacuzzi. A room that costs hundreds of dollars a night. She felt I had left her out of our plans, so she added herself to our reservation. And then headed off to crash your business trip all by herself.
You can't be serious.
Seems a little strange for a business trip, though. The travel's covered by the company, and they would never pay for a hotel like this. Isn't the budget something like $100?
You see...
Actually, I do see. You're sleeping with the receptionist at your company. You both requested paid leave for the next 10 days, right?
What? How do you...
I called the company to check, of course.
You did what?
You told them your wife is sick in the hospital and you need to take care of her. Don't use me for your alibi as you are cheating on me.
Your
colleague that answered the phone, she was pretty chatty. Told me you and the receptionist are stirring up quite the gossip at the office.
That can't be true.
Anyway, I'll be moving out. We should speak through lawyers starting now.
Lawyers?
To discuss the terms of the divorce. And of course, I'll be requesting alimony.
Wait, stop for a sec.
I'm not waiting for you for a single more second. Oh, that's your mother calling.
Bethany, what's going on? Who is that woman Rick is with?
She's the receptionist at Rick's company.
Receptionist?
I'll just get to the point. That woman is Rick's mistress.
Mistress? Ricky's being manipulated by another witch like you?
You were right about it being a vacation and not a business trip. I should apologize for not believing you.
Well, of course you should, but
you can understand my confusion too, I'm sure. Given that the person traveling with him was not, in fact, me.
I see.
Honestly, I'm impressed by you, Pauline. You were digging for information to bully me with. And you uncovered your son's infidelity for me.
No, that's not what I wanted.
I just could never get used to the overbearing way you micromanaged your son's life. But it sure paid off in spades in the end.
I would never.
Thank you so much.
No, wait.
I really appreciate it. I thank you from the bottom of my heart for helping me realize Rick's a cheating scumbag.
Stop saying that.
I don't think we'll be seeing each other much, but I wish you all the best. Take care. It turns out Pauline caused a huge scene at the hotel after this. As a widow, Pauline's obsession with her son was borderline clinical. She screamed, "Ricky is mine," or something at his girlfriend, and proceeded to physically assault her right there in the lobby. The hotel sued for reimbursement of all the fixtures that were broken during the altercation, to the tune of $9 grand. As for me, I pressed for alimony as promised. I guess they used every cent they had on all the expenses, and that seems to have taken the already fragile Pauline over the edge. She made her broke son quit his job, made him break up with the receptionist, and practically has him kidnapped in her house so he doesn't meet a manipulative, evil woman again. Honestly, I'm glad I got the divorce.
Hey, Miriam! I just heard. You got engaged! Someone I was having lunch with mentioned that she received a wedding invitation from you.
Oh, hey, Maria. How are you? Long time no see. I think the last time I saw you was at that alumni lunch we went to?
Yeah, I think so, but more importantly, I want to know about you getting married.
Yeah, I got engaged. Nothing too exciting, really. My parents set me up with this guy and we hit it off, dated, and now we're getting married.
I can't believe you're getting married. Out of all of us, I thought you were the least likely to get married. I really can't believe this. Getting married before me.
Well, me too, Maria. I had zero intention of getting married. I love my job. I love working, and marriage was not even on my list. I thought I would start thinking about it in my 30s. I really met the guy because I didn't want to disappoint my parents. I wasn't even thinking of meeting anyone, TBH.
So what happened? You're now engaged and getting married.
Well, my fiance actually ended up being a pretty cool guy when I met him. He was a total gentleman and very funny. He asked me out so many times and wouldn't back down. He really liked me, I guess.
He took an interest in you? I mean, I hate to say this, but you're so regular. I mean, you're beyond boring. And not to mention, you don't really come from a wealthy background. How did you pull this off? I really can't believe this. You're getting married to an heir!
Wait. How do you know who I'm getting married to? I never told you.
Of course I know! He came to my dad's yearly fundraiser for underprivileged kids with his dad. His dad is a major donor. Yeah, so I already knew his name and everything.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, my dad is the CEO of a company and he does all this philanthropy. His dad is also the CEO of another company and it's such a small world. They all know each other. Are you seriously getting married to the heir of hundreds of millions of dollars? This is so unbelievable. You two are like exact opposites. He's super rich and you're super poor.
What do you mean, super poor? You know, my family might not be as rich as yours. We aren't even close. But we aren't poor. Also, I work hard and I'm totally independent. I live on my own, have my own small but comfortable condo, and I make my own money. I don't rely on anyone.
Oh, wow. You have to work. You poor thing.
What are you talking about? It's normal to work. Everyone works.
Well, not me. I wouldn't be caught dead working. Daddy gives me all the money I would ever need. He also has real estate assets in my name, so I have a lot of passive income. I really don't need to work.
Right, so you don't need to lift a finger or make an effort and money just appears in your account every day. Are you still living at home?
Why would I leave? I mean, I live in another house on the same property, so I live on my own already. Why would I waste my money and rent a place of my own? I think that's what you regular people do. No? Rent?
Yeah, I don't even know what to say to that.
Anyway, so if you're getting married to an heir, does that mean... Wait. No way. That means that you are going to be the wife of a future CEO.
Well, that's only if he decides to take over the business.
Anyway, if that's the case, I'll accept and go to your wedding.
Are you kidding me? I don't think you were ever invited to begin with.
I really thought you and I would never cross paths again. We live two different lives, so I mean, it's only normal. You know, poor people don't mingle with rich people thing. Who would have thought you would end up in my circle of friends? Since you're going to be as rich as I am, I'll let you be friends with me again. Just be grateful.
I'm really okay. We were never friends anyway, so it's really okay.
Also, we already sent all our invites out, so we don't have any seats left over. Thanks for considering, though. What's up with this attitude? You think it's okay to treat me like this? You know I'm an heiress, right? As a future wife of a CEO, you should really suck up to me. I mean, you're going to be eaten alive. Being a socialite isn't easy, you know. This world is nothing like the world you're in, so it's gonna be a tough transition for you. So, you're going to need a friend like me. Well, thanks for thinking of me. You're really so gracious. So, I'll be expecting that wedding invitation, all right? See you later for now.
You're really not going to regret this. Are you sure? This is your last chance.
Yeah, for sure. I won't regret it. It wasn't an easy decision, but I really thought long and hard about it. Let's just break off our engagement. I think it's for the best.
You had everything going for you. Or you were going to have everything going for you because I decided to let you marry me. You had nothing, and I was willing to bring you into my world and give you everything you needed. You would have been set for life. And this is how you repay me? Breaking off our engagement right before our wedding?
Repay you? You wanted this too! You wanted to break it off as much as I did. I'm sure of it. You don't even love me, and you were about to marry me. Neither of us would be happy.
So, what you're saying is that you just want to stay poor in your world.
I don't think I'm poor. That's how you see me. Marrying you would give me all the money in the world, but I won't be happy, which is the most important thing to me. So I choose happiness over all the money in the world.
If you say so then. I know you'll regret it. Especially when you see me getting married to another woman. So don't come running back to me. You and I have nothing to do with each other anymore.
I think there might be a few logistical things we will need to figure out together still. I think it's only the wedding stuff though. Notifications and cancellations, you know. I'll let the wedding planner know that we've decided to cancel the wedding. You and I should call everyone personally and let them know that we are calling it off. You can call your guests and I will call mine. Is that cool?
What a drag. I really don't have time for this, but I guess I'll get someone to do it for me.
Well, anyway, thanks so much for everything until now. Be well.
How can you be so nonchalant about this? Like you don't care that you're losing out on the best thing that ever happened to you. You're so cold. That's why I can't deal with you.
I'm really trying my best to not lose it for the both of us. We're canceling our wedding right before our wedding day. It's not easy. How do you think I feel? We both spent so much time planning for this special day. All of that effort is just going out the door. The worst part is everyone RSVP'd and are prepping to come tomorrow. Some took days off and some are flying in. I feel horrible for them.
Well, you should have thought about that before you broke it off, huh? It's all your fault.
My fault? You're kidding me, right?
You're the one who started talking about breaking it off right before our wedding. Breaking it off with someone like me. Throwing your future away like that. You really are crazy.
You really are something, Doug. I can't believe how narcissistic you are.
No one will ever want you again. No one ever did, even before me. So good luck in finding another man willing to marry you. And don't ever come running back to me when you need something. You were about to have everything at your fingertips. You would have had more than enough money to do anything you ever wanted. You're seriously losing out.
That's fine. I don't think we have anything else to discuss between us. Let's just end our conversations here before we start saying things we will regret. As discussed, I will take care of canceling the wedding with the venue. Once I've done that, I will get someone to contact you, as I don't think direct conversations will go anywhere but trouble.
Man, Miriam, I really gave you a chance. I chose you, and I really didn't have to. You really wasted my time on you. Good luck finding someone who will take you in. Tuh. You can continue working for us upper-class folks the rest of your life while we reap the rewards of your labor.
Miriam! I totally heard what you did. You broke off your engagement with Doug. I hear the wedding is now canceled. I knew this was going to happen. I saw it coming.
Wow,
Word gets around quickly. I haven't even notified my guests about it yet. Oh, you know me. I know everything that goes on in my world. I guess he got bored of you, right? Came to his senses.
What? Bored of me?
Yeah. Why else would you guys cancel the wedding? You two are so different. From two different worlds. Of course it wasn't going to work. Don't feel bad. Your family is poor. He's so wealthy he doesn't have to work a day in his life if he didn't want to. I'm sure your lifestyle was completely different too. Dreams and aspirations must have been totally different. There was probably an imbalance between you two. It's only natural when you two are from different worlds.
It actually has nothing to do with any of that.
Well, now we are back to where we were supposed to be. You're single, like you always were. You will probably never get married either. So that miracle of an engagement was as good as a dream.
So this is what you wanted to message me for? You really have nothing else better to do, huh?
I think you're trying to be condescending, but I'll take that as a compliment. You know what they say, no rest for the wicked. And I'm sure that's the same for the poor. I don't even know what to do with all my time.
That's actually finally something to envy.
I feel so bad for you. You're so poor that you have to work so hard. He's filthy rich and you're filthy poor. So you had nothing in common. He had no choice but to end things. And the most tragic of all is that you have to personally cancel everything on your own because you're too poor. I mean, I'd hire someone to assist me with that. Or one of our housekeepers can take care of it for me.
It's not because I'm poor. It's because I'm independent and responsible, unlike you. I don't use people to clean up after my own mess.
All right, whatever you say, Miriam. I know you're heartbroken. So I'll let it slide. No need to be so bitter about it. Finally, we can go back to not knowing each other again.
What are you talking about?
OMG! I mean, we aren't even at the same level. We never were. Sorry, hon, if you thought we were. You're just not the best candidate to be a friend. You have no money, babe. But you were going to be married to Doug. So I thought I'd give you a chance because, well, you know, you were marrying an heir. So that's why I let you be my friend. That's not the case now, so no point in being friends anymore, right? I mean, how could I be friends with you now?
I mean, I never asked you to be my friend.
Okay, then, so I guess this is goodbye. I have no plans on keeping you around anymore. You're just way too poor for my circle of friends. When we went to school together, I left you with my contact info because I felt so sorry for you. My family comes from money and I'm about to become a CEO's wife. So you understand that I can't have people like you lingering in my life. It just doesn't look good.
What do you mean you're about to become a CEO's wife?
Wait, what? I didn't tell you. I got married.
Married?
Yes! Didn't you hear anything I've been saying? There was no way in hell you were going to get married before me. I mean, how would that look?
Well, congratulations then, I guess.
Oh, thank you so much. He's the son of a business mogul and the heir to billions. It's really the best for people from the same class to be together. It just makes sense, you know? Oh, and he's actually your ex-fiance.
What? You're married to Doug?
Are you surprised? Actually, we were seeing each other for a while. Remember I told you him and his dad came to my dad's charity fundraiser? So I knew him already. When I heard he was engaged to you, I had to call him immediately. So I did. We hit it off and spoke for hours and hours. It was such a dream, and we started dating and got engaged. It was just the way it was supposed to be.
I'm so confused. You're married to Doug. You guys were cheating on me while I was also engaged to him?
He said he felt so sorry for you, and he wanted to know what it felt like to be with someone who didn't have any money. I guess he asked you to marry him out of pity. But while he was dating me, he started to realize a lot of things. He was really reminded about what kind of person he should be with. And he realized that he needed to be with someone like me. Someone from a higher class. Someone polished. Someone who also comes from money, not poor.
Wow, every word that comes out of your mouth is unbelievably irritating. Let's rewind a bit. Let me get this right. You took him from behind my back and you two were cheating on me.
You make it sound like I'm some evil thief. I didn't do anything. He just realized how different you two were and how differently you were raised. So he left you and chose someone that was way more suited for him. Me.
Actually, let me correct that. I left him.
What? Are you joking me? I understand how embarrassing it must be, but there's no need to lie. There's no way you would leave someone of his stature in class. Talk about a sore loser.
Really, that isn't the case. After a lot of thought, I broke it off with him. So I left him, not the other way around. I knew he was cheating on me. I'm not that dumb.
Wait, what? You knew?
Well, I didn't think he would get engaged to another woman, but I knew he was cheating on me with several women. So it made me realize that he's going to live as if he was a bachelor for the rest of his life, married or not.
Wait, now my turn to rewind. Cheating on you with several other women?
He's a total serial cheater. Haven't you realized this already? He had so many on the side that I couldn't even keep count. I realized all of this after we got engaged, thank God. He just stopped hiding it. I think when we got engaged, he just thought all was good for some reason. This strange sense of entitlement or something.
I cannot believe this! It wasn't just me?
Before I called it off, I looked into each and every woman he was cheating on me with. You were on my list of names, so I totally knew about your relationship with Doug. And yesterday, I canceled the wedding. I told him I would take care of the logistics with the venues, and once that was done, I'd have someone contact him. My plan is to sue him.
Wait a minute. A lawsuit? Have you completely lost your mind?
He totally lied to me and treated me like some stupid idiot. Obviously, I'm angry and have the right to sue him. You as well.
Got it. This is your way of getting back at me. If you want to bring it on, bring it on. I can track this out for years if you want to, because I have the money to do so, unlike you. This is really nothing. If you think you're scaring me, you got it all wrong.
Oh, that's great to hear. Since this has caused me a ton of emotional distress and put me into depression, I can't work. I'm a mess. So my lawyer said I could sue both of you for whatever amount I want.
Well, honey, if it's just money you want and that's going to make you feel better, then name your price. No need for a lawsuit and all the drama. Whatever number you want, it's not a problem. Poor people are so easy to get rid of with money. They just want money for everything, suing people at every opportunity they get.
I'm not suing just for the money. It's not about that. I have rights and I should be respected and treated fairly. Doug should also have to pay for the cancellation fees.
Like I said, both Doug and I have no problem paying whatever amount you need. Just name your price.
Okay then. Great. Thanks for understanding. I'll let my lawyers know, and they will be in touch.
This is like giving to charity for us. You lost everything when you lost Doug. You poor thing. No pun intended. Miriam! Please answer your phone!
Sorry, I was working. What's up?
I was thrown out of my house! Daddy cut me off! He said he wasn't going to give me any money anymore!
Oh no, how terrible. I hope you guys can still pay me everything I'm owed. Both of you signed the agreements already, so we can't go back. So make sure you pay by the due date, okay?
Wait a minute. I just told you I got cut off and have no money. I agreed to your amount because Daddy was going to pay. He saw the amount and said he wasn't going to give me any more money, and on top of that, he threw me out of the house! My own house!
Well, I guess your dad made a choice. At least he has common sense, unlike you. I guess he chose his best friend over his own daughter.
Best friend? What are you talking about? Whose best friend?
Your dad and my dad.
What? Wait. Why? Why would they even know each other? You know our dads went to the same university. Didn't you know this? They were in the same fraternity. They never really hung out with the families, but they did their fishing trips and camping trips. What are you even talking about? There's no way my dad would have hung out with someone as poor as your dad. You keep calling me poor, but we aren't poor. My dad is a super successful investor. I mean, we don't flaunt our wealth like you or Doug do, but we do spend it on trips and hobbies. Quite generously, actually. Investor? Yeah, so a few years after he graduated university, your dad approached my dad. He was starting his company and all, and he needed investors. My dad's been a founding investor since then. So I think it really embarrassed your dad when he heard what his daughter did to his best friend's daughter. What? You know that time your dad's company almost went bankrupt? My dad continued investing and the company survived. You're joking. There's no way that's true. No one's ever told me this. Well, I didn't know this till very recently either. I was telling my dad about breaking it off with Doug and canceling the wedding. He kept asking why, so I told him everything. I guess after that, my dad went for a drink with your dad and they got talking. I think your dad felt awful about it and he came to apologize. I was so shocked as it has nothing to do with your dad. But I appreciated it. That's when they both told me about their past. My dad apologized? To you? He said it was his fault that you were so selfish. He said he honestly didn't want to raise you like this, but he probably gave you way too much freedom. He said it was probably too late, but he was going to make sure things changed. He told me that he planned on taking away your allowance and all the real estate in your name. This way, you would learn how everyone else works and makes a living. Me? Work? He's planning on making me work? Well, what do you expect? How are you going to make a living then? If you don't work, you don't make money. If you don't make money, you can't pay for things. For example, you owe me, right? Or you need to pay for food? Well, Doug will pay for all of that. Well, I don't think that's a possibility. Why not? Because Doug doesn't have any money. What are you talking about? Of course he does. He has more money than he'll ever need. I mean, yeah, he's an heir, or was an heir at one point. But he doesn't work. And the family company isn't doing well at all. They're on the verge of bankruptcy. When I asked him to pay for the cancellation and told him that I was suing him, he asked me to decrease the payments. I thought something was strange because he kept pushing to move in with me. Well, yeah, his dad threw him out too. Wait, but didn't you two move in together already since you got married? No, because I thought we could take our time figuring out where we wanted to live and which house we wanted to buy. We both had houses to live in, so it wasn't an issue to take our time and make the right decision. Well, I wish you the best of luck with everything. Enjoy your new work life, too. Wait, I still have questions. What are you talking about? His dad's company is on the verge of bankruptcy. Remember I told you after we got engaged, Doug just stopped hiding his cheating habits? Before we got engaged, when we were dating, he was so kind. He was the perfect gentleman. He was so caring. I never thought he had issues. But once we got engaged, he tried to take my salary. He demanded that he take control over my own money and whatever I made. But why? Well, he had really bad spending habits. His allowance wasn't enough, so he started using his dad's company's funds. And because of that, their cash flow just went down the tubes. He ran out of money everywhere. That's why he demanded that I give my salary to him so he could look after it. I was so stupid. I let him control all my finances, and on top of that, he was dating other women right in front of my eyes. He didn't even hide it anymore. That's why I called it all off. I finally woke up and realized that I deserve way better. I reached out to him after you two got engaged, and he thought that I have way more money than you. And that's why he married me? Well, yeah, I think so. You spend your money like it just grows on trees. He also knew that my dad was an investor, so he thought that he could scam his way into getting money from my dad. How dumb was he to just cheat on me with multiple women and not even try to hide it? I'm so glad he didn't. I realize now that this was all a blessing in disguise. So who is going to pay the money I owe you then? Well, it's your responsibility. You need to take responsibility for your actions. This is so unfair! I've never worked a day in my life! Well, this must be a sign then. You know you can't rely on your parents for the rest of your life, right? They aren't going to be around forever to help you either. So you really need to learn to be independent. The universe is giving you a gift. Are you kidding me? Anyway, I've said too much. So you two take care and good luck on finding work. At least you have each other. Also, please make sure that you both pay me on time. Going forward, do you mind just contacting my lawyers? I'm so busy with work that I don't have time to chat much. Wait a minute, Miriam. I'll divorce him. I will leave him. Please, you can have him back. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me and just let me off the hook. I'll do anything. Can you please also talk to your dad and ask him to talk to my dad? Can you get him to convince my dad to let me live in his house again? I can't live anywhere else. I don't want to. You're an adult now, Maria. You should really learn how to be your own person. You're not doing your fellow women any good by being controlled by the patriarch. You should really learn to stand on your 2 feet. So get a job and pay your taxes like all of us do. I have no idea what to do. Oh, you'll be fine. I'm sure of it. Okay then, gotta get back to work. You're the one who said you had no need to be friends with me anymore, so let's keep it that way and try not to cross paths again, okay? Wait, Miriam! I'm so sorry for everything I've done and said. So, could you please help me? I won't be able to work and move into my own place. I won't survive a day! Maria and Doug apparently were able to rent a cheap apartment somewhere in the city. They keep getting a job, screwing things up, and getting fired. It's a never-ending cycle of this. They're living paycheck to paycheck with no possibility of getting a full-time job. Apparently, they borrowed all the money they owed me from a loan shark. Yikes. They have no choice but to pay everything back, so they are currently living the working life they so looked down upon for so many years. What goes around comes around. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed the video, give us a thumbs up and send us a comment. And don't forget to subscribe.